So I'm here in Noah Beach Campground up by Daintree National Park, a little bit south of Cape Tribulation. I've got my tent and camp all set up. Now I'm gonna just load up my photography gear and explore down the beach and look for some wildlife and something to photograph at sunset. So I'm here on Noah Beach and this place is just beautiful. I'm at the river inlet. I think it's called Noah Creek, but I'm not too sure. Yeah, looking for some wildlife. I found this river, which looks like crocodiles might want to live in here. It's a bit eerie when you look in little river systems like this, because it goes into the jungle or the rainforest, and it's just so dark. And you got to know that there's crocodiles in there, but you just don't see them. A little bit spooky. What I found that really interests me is this right here. Cassowary tracks. They seem moderately fresh. There's a bunch of them over here. So it means the cassowaries are coming down here, and it leads into the river. So it means they're coming over here to have a drink. So I tracked the cassowary all the way down here. It seems it cut off in this direction into the forest over there. There's obviously no way of following the tracks, and the forest is way too dense. And I don't dare wade through this water, so probably go back up the beach and set up, and hopefully I'll get lucky towards sunset. So I found this spot here to set up. It's got a good view. I decided to give up on looking for crocodiles. I could sit over there by the river, but the odds of seeing something is just very slim. The best way to see crocodiles is by far on a boat. But yeah, I decided to set up right here. We've got the jungle behind me, and then the beach to the south. And the sun's gonna set kind of right diagonally in my scene. I'm gonna be shooting this way. Hopefully I'll see a cassowary cross there. And I'm kind of a little bit back in these bushes, got them for cover, these dead trees, and then a little bit in the shade. There's not much shade, but it's some, which is better than nothing. So now it's just set up and then wait, and hopefully see something. Now where I'm sitting is not too bad because I've got a nice background, got the nice white sand in the foreground, but I got the blue river and then the green, so it all blends together very nice, very good colors, just as long as it's in the right spot at the right time. I've got probably 2 hours left of sunshine, and the sun will drop behind the mountains, and then I'll go find a composition for landscape photography. I gotta say, this is just a spectacular area, and no one else here on the beach but me. It's good. So then the settings I'm using while shooting wildlife is I just put it on manual mode, because aperture priority sometimes with the animal always moving, it just doesn't work as well. So I might try and underexpose a little bit and then bring the shadows up in post rather than having it overexposed and completely ruined. And I shoot at the lowest f-stop possible. So this one I'm using the Tamron 150 to 600. So it's a 5.6 to 6.3. So when I'm all the way at 150, it'll be 5.6. Then when I never shoot it at actually 600, because I feel like it's just not as sharp. So I try and keep it at 550 maximum, because that's where I feel like it's a lot sharper than at 600. So and that'd be at 6.3 for the aperture, ISO 200, and then shutter speed, I just adjust that as necessary to get the right exposure. So there's this bird just right over in the distance on the tree branch. I'm not too sure what kind it is. It's not a cassowary, obviously, but some sort of raptor, it looks like. Pictures haven't been coming out too good because it's very far away on a branch. But still, it's always interesting because when you just sit and wait, you never know what you'll see. I know most of the time when you're out here sitting, you don't get any images whatsoever, but it's good to just sit and wait and just kind of be in nature and everything. Well, all my light is gone. I didn't see any cassowaries tonight, unfortunately, but I'll try again in the morning. So now I'm going to hike back to the campsite and see if there's the possibility of a landscape image. Well, I think I found where I'm going to try and photograph in the morning. We've got these beautiful mountains behind me, so I'm going to use the river as a foreground image with kind of the sandy beach as a leading line into the mountains. And hopefully that'll turn out to be a good image because the sun should rise right across there, so it'll illuminate those peaks. And yeah, that's what I'll do in the morning. Then I'll sit for a couple hours, try and wait for some more cassowaries. So I did end up stopping to take a landscape photograph. Got this nice scene with this sand pit, sand shoal, something in the foreground. We got the mountains in the background that are lit. I'm using wide angle though, so you can't really see the mountains, how illuminated they are. And there's no clouds in the sky, which is pretty unfortunate, but I still think this is a somewhat interesting composition. So I'm using a 10-stop filter. Right now I'm at a 30-second exposure, and that was a little too not enough, so I'm going to set it on bulb mode. And I'm exposed for about a minute. So I'm at f11 using the 10-stop filter, and yeah, it'll smooth the water out real nice, and hopefully this comes out as a decent image. So I've been changing my composition because I just wasn't too happy with that one, so I've been kind of working my way down the beach, and so I'm losing my light quick, but I am starting to get some good colors in the sky, which I've said it before, but I do like a nice mellow seascape, sometimes with no clouds, and just getting the hues in the sky. And if you get the reflection off the water in the foreground, it can make it very interesting image. Just very mellow, but very interesting as well. So I've got my tripod all set up here. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get any good light looking this way, and there's no clouds, so the sky's not going to have any interest. But still, I think it's a beautiful composition, so I'll still give it a try. Maybe when the sun comes up and the light illuminates the peak of the mountains, it looks very interesting. I just took a couple test shots just to see. Yeah, I really like the composition, but I just hope something interesting happens with the light at sunrise. So I've decided to put the 10-stop filter on. I'm doing about a 3-minute exposure. Still don't have any light in the scene, but it's getting close. Not much interest in the sky, but the sky is kind of a nice silvery haze, which blends well with the colors in the composition. I'm just using the beach as a leading line back into the mountains, the river on the left, and the jungle on the right. So I've got my camera set at f11, ISO 100, using a shutter release, and I'm at about a 5.5-minute exposure. So just about to end it to see if it came out. Let's see. wasn't enough. Alright, so I tried it again. This time I'm trying a 7-minute exposure, because that should give me enough time to get light in all the scene. So let's see the picture. Looks good. Just nice simple composition, no crazy colors. So that about sums it up for the landscape portion of this morning. Now I'm gonna go back to the spot where I sat yesterday. This time I brought my chair. And then yeah, I'm gonna wait for some wildlife. Probably a couple hours, and then I'll go back, have some breakfast, pack up, and head back home. And now back to waiting. So unfortunately no cassowaries or crocodiles this morning, but I have found a nice osprey, and I've seen it doing a little bit of fishing, so maybe I'll be able to get it when it swoops down to the river next time. Didn't see anything, unfortunately, just an osprey. So I'm gonna pack up my stuff and then hike back to camp. Gonna break down camp, and then I'm gonna head into Cape Tribulation, get some breakfast. Well, that's all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.